So here we clean the atomizer because the liquid getting dark brown, and that indicates that you have to clean the wick. This is the stainless steel wick, and this coil. So what we do is we use a burner, gas torch, and we burn the coil clean, and we burn the wick clean. So if you burn the coil clean, do that carefully so that you not touch the contact wires here from the coil, because if you do that, you build up a resistance, and that's not what we want. So what you do is you turn with a set of wires in that way that you only touch the, as you can see, the coil turns red, and this one is now already clean. But if it's not clean, you will see on the coil itself some little particles will also burn, and that is what's left behind, and which for example also make your liquid dark brown, so you get some burning stuff in your liquid. The same is also for the stainless steel wick. By the way, the same is also for other atomizers which has a coil and a wick. It doesn't matter what kind you have, but if it not works anymore well after a while, you have to do this, then it will work like new. So I disassemble the whole atomizer, and now I'm going to put it together. So I clean the Pyrex glass, everything I clean with hot water and with the ultrasonic equipment for 5 minutes. Keep it inside for sure, especially the stainless steel wick because it's very fine material. So with ultrasonic equipment that will clean very well. So after that we dry it, and now we're gonna assemble it again. So what we do is all these little rubber parts, like this, rubber rings, I add some e-liquid on it, not too much, just a little bit is enough. You don't need to use many. So on this one I just put that, just a small, very tiny small drop on the rubber. You barely can see it. It's not necessary to put many on it. And then you turn your finger around one time. So that's wet enough. So the reason why we do that, that's because if you want to put this Pyrex glass back, it will be very, very tight if you not do that. So now it's getting more smooth. And well, you see it already clicked, it's already inside. So the same we're going to do with the upper part. Just put a little bit liquid on it, 2 drops is enough. So, and turn it with your finger a little bit around one time. We take the cup, and this we have to turn it in. That's getting very smooth finish. So I use the ohm tester for the rest, makes it more easier. Now we're gonna try to get this back. The coil in the wick. I believe this has to be up. So if you do it very carefully, you don't need to rewind the coil again. Just put it out. Don't want so easy. Well, believe me, it will be. Steering a little bit, there you go. So, let's finish. Center parts, which make finally the contact between the atomizer and the batteries. Also, these parts all are cleaned. Now this getting down, locked in. This little Delrin piece is insulator. Then we get this part. Just turn, not too tight, because if you make it too tight, you're gonna pull this center pan, which has to make contact with the battery. You pull it too deep inside, and that's of course not the intention. Now we can put the screw inside, a little contact screw, just let it so far open as possible. And now we put a wick back in the hole. Yes, I can put this already on the right place. That fits. This on the upper side. Hold it a little bit inside. Keep it and turn. Right. Maybe you need to adjust a little bit the coil if that's necessary. Make it nice. It could be a little bit more up. I always like to make these coils nice, equal everywhere. Distance. Okay, that looks good. And now we can test the coil. So what we're going to do now is we're going to test the coil before we're going to use it. I will pulse. And check, oh, it's getting nice and equal. Light up. Yes, I believe that looks quite good. Maybe I use here some black background so you can see it better now, hopefully. It's too shiny. Oh, it's all shining. I believe you can see it. It's glowing, nice and echoey. You see, I even don't need to do so many work. And it burns immediately. So now we have done that, I can put here on this O-rings, rubber O-rings, also a little drop of e-liquid. So that this cap, upper cap, can get easy up. The same I'm going to do with the tip. There's also the little O-ring, so it clicks easy. Now we're going to fill, and there's another point. This bottles, this little pen, is very difficult to fill these tanks. So what the best I use is a small other bottle with a more thickness point. This, you see, it's very thick. It's too big actually for the hole, but it doesn't matter. If you put it up, you cover the hole, you can fill it very fast without spilling liquid. Ready. What many people do is they keep this little tiny hole. You can put a screw inside. Originally there was a screw inside. This hole is to fill the tank. Now many people which keep this hole open because they believe if they keep the hole open, the wick will sucker easier and quicker the liquid. Well, my experience is that's not the case. Well, what you get if you keep the hole open is that of course your tank gonna leaking if you keep your cigarette like that. So what I do is you have two choices. You keep the hole closed with a screw, but that will be very difficult if you are mobile. Then how to get the screw off? Then you must have a screwdriver. So I don't like that. Do it by hand with a little piece of silicone rubber pen I make, and I just put it in the hole, close, ready to go. So now you put the little air hole over the, line it up with the wick, and put the new battery in, and we're going to test it. Very good. I put the camera a little bit up, you can see the smoke better. You see, I don't need to sucker so long on the e-cigarette to get a lot of smoke. If you build up it real good, it's just a short moment, just like a normal cigarette, and you get enough smoke. More than enough. And now, not only the liquid keeps clean, but also the taste is much better than before. Okay, that's it. See you next time.